Alright, you're defined by the law, you're defined by the Constitution. The things that you have the right to do is defined by the Constitution. When anything in that book is changed, you are changed, whether you like it or not, because that is your identity. That's point number 2. Point number 3 is that the changes that are happening right now to the Constitution have or contain an opportunity for all Ghanaians to fit in what they think should be in there. And there are many things that we know that some of you will say we should have in the Constitution by all means, or it's not good enough. For us, we agree that there are many things, but we have 2 main things on our minds that if nothing at all makes its way into the Constitution that is being changed right now, these 2 things should make it there. And the first one is that Ghanaians should have the right to elect their own DCs and their own mayors. Because if that is not allowed, and that is not allowed right now, if that is not allowed, what it means is that somebody comes from outside into this room and tells you what to do as you're sitting in this room, and tells you what monies to pay in the form of taxes, and decides what to do with those monies, and you have no control over anything.
It all started from 1st July 2014 when Occupy Flagstaff House protest started. I mean, everything happened on that day. Now, many were those who said several things about us. Okay, these are a bunch of people. They have their money, their food, they don't have anything to say. They decided to take a stroll in the park. There was an objective behind it. It sparked a movement. Okay? To be carried as the voice of the people. We want to be that watchdog for society. We want to be that watchdog for society. For you and I. Empathy on non-act. Everyone would have a fair shot, a level playing ground, which will provide a fair shot or afford us a fair shot at prosperity. And that is what Have you have any questions? I'm saying all of these because in that Constitution, in this very thing, okay, in this very thing, it gives you the right to own property. It does not only give you the right to own that property, that motorbike, that mobile phone that you have. It protects the property for you. In that, nobody can forcibly take away that property that you have. Okay? And that is why you should be interested in the real way. In this very Constitution, very soon, some of you, the ones I spoke to, 4th year nursing, what have you, development studies, health, science, community nutrition. Very soon you'll be going out there looking for work. This Constitution guarantees you the right to work. Not only to work for somebody, but the right to create your own employment, to employ yourself gainfully, to set up a business, to set up an enterprise, to employ other people and pay them. And that is another reason why you should be interested. This very Constitution guarantees you the right to your own life, such that And some have argued that that's the most fundamental right, in that without it, nothing can go on. And I agree. Number one, decentralization, local governance. Who understands what is meant by decentralization, local governance?
Decentralization is when power is released from the central part to the grassroots.
Because they are going to rule based on lay down rules and regulations for you as a DC. So that's my point.
You said we should elect our own DC.
Yes.
But I was thinking not only elect them, but our DC should be able to manage our own funds that are generated within the district.
That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but the ingredients that will contribute to that particular thing is 5%. Let's say we are to elect DC. Are we electing them based on the political party? And also there are some district assemblies that don't generate enough resources that can cater for them. An example is a district assembly here, which is Sanaru. It's quite very small, and also indigenes there usually work at the permanent metropolis. So in this case, what are the ingredients that will boil down to that particular thing?
If you look at the directive principles of state policy, some have argued that it embodies our whole aspiration as a people. For instance, free compulsory universal basic education, what have you, fees, a lot of things. There are a lot of things in there, okay? And actually, there have been situations, there have been Supreme Court decisions, people have attempted to enforce those provisions in the Constitution, where the Supreme Court has said that, look, these are political questions. They are not justiciable. Made. You see, so it's progressive. We are working towards that point. They are not mandatory. Do you get what I mean? So when it comes to the National Development Plan, no political party, today the speaker is here, okay? The speaker cannot put in place a development plan when a different speaker comes. The next speaker who comes after him is bound by it. No, that's not how the Constitution is drafted now. One government cannot bind a successive government. So that district chief executive who comes to you to campaign for power has to do so on the basis that he's going to ensure, or he or she is going to ensure that that housing is provided for the people within the district. Do you get what I mean?
Please, I know with the reviewing of anything, you have to criticize it. And after that, you add another name something to it. And with the Constitution, I know there are certain articles that we Ghanaians and the government are not enforcing on it. So how are we so sure that with the reviewing it's going to help?
I don't see why we should vote for our DCs. Here is the case, the DCs are those who are in touch with the people, directly with the people, and they are standing in place of the president. The president cannot share himself to all the districts. This is why we have DCs who are there in place of the president. Now here is the case, we vote for the MP, then we vote for the DC. Now, the president who is at one seat, how does he get in touch with the people? Or are we talking of only the ministers? The MP is that, let's also vote for the ministers, vote for the DCs, vote for the MPs, and vote for the president. Now, what happens to the people who campaign seriously for the president? What is their post? You see, this is the argument we are looking at.
Answering your question, Raymond, when we are talking of DCs here, we are talking of decentralization. That is bringing governance to the local level. So if we are talking of addressing the local people at the local level, you do that through the DCs. And then ministers are there to work hand in hand with the president. And then he appoints them as his subordinates who assist him in governance.
Okay, question about MPs. You see, the erroneous impression we've all been carrying is that MPs are concerned with development. No. No. Another name for parliament is the legislature. They are concerned with making laws. They are not concerned with development.
Now, we vote for them. They are to be voted for. DCEs are there as in the place of the government. If a government wants a policy to be effective, they pass to the DCE. Now, I can't have somebody I can't work with. Do you understand my point?
Yes.
You, the president, the DC is supposed to be somebody who is in place of the president.
Yeah.
Now here is the case, my brother here is a DC and I'm here, we don't talk. How is he going to represent me, Mr. President?
My point is how practical the issue of electing DCs will actually be. I know you've come so far with so many things, but if you take the part of the country that we are living, realize that most often it is when maybe someone is appointed and you know that because with the current system, at any moment the president can either sack the DC or even change him to a different portfolio in the long run. But with the current system that we have, for instance, let's take let's say assemblyman for instance. Once the president is elected, the person knows that if my 4 years or whatever years I'm going to spend is not over, I'm not going to basically be changed. So the person doesn't work as the people want, but the people have to wait till the end of the term of that person in the long run.
If you look at the developed world, those countries are able to stick to the development plans and other things because they are like the institutions are working. So I also hold that opinion that for now, electing the DCs is not, to me, the solution to the developmental problems that we face. Because if you elect the DC and at the end of the 4 years, he doesn't do anything. He stays there for that 4 years. But we've seen DCs and MCs that are appointed within a short time and they are fired for any misappropriation or misconduct of office. So I think that the youth, we should rather be, that our institutions are so weak and porous that we should rather work towards strengthening the institutions without considering the individuals.
At times you realize that even they say that the assemblymen and women are supposed to vote for that DC before it comes to power. But then they go around paying to those people and then they are elected. Okay. But the issue here is, it is not about voting for the person or bringing the person on board. Because the fundamental issue you want to solve is to bring on a solution where you'll be able to feel and then the answer we will get will be sustainable. Because if here is the case we elect the person comes and works 4 years, the person is being demoted, brings on another person, and the same issue keeps on occurring, then the country is not going to move. Because the same thing happens at the national level. When the president comes on board, they promise a whole lot of things, and they are not being done.
And I want to say, change itself, it starts from somewhere. We have operated this appointment of DCs for 2 decades. Okay, people have studied it and are saying that this is where our problem is actually coming from. So we shouldn't be afraid when you want to change it. That's what I want to say. We should be able to actually accept this change and actually let people to study this one too. If you are there and there, it also lapses comes. By all means, the mind should be there to effect those changes.
Get the hype.
Very good. So we shouldn't be afraid. We should allow this thing to happen because the government is promising. They are being fired and let me say hide again. Sometimes based on political reasons, the man is working all right, but then because of something he said, the president will put him out.
That is by bringing other political parties, all legally registered and recognized political parties, so that they will come together, then sit down and set a particular target. And then they have to all work. If you are in power, you have to work towards that particular target. And then your own personal political plans too, you have to set them, besides the national mandatory ones, so that even if the next political party comes to power, you should be mindful of the mandatory ones that has been set by all political parties, that within this particular number of years, this is the number of developmental issues we are coming to target and then tackle.
Answer basic legal questions. So if you have simple legal questions like you've been stopped by the police and you feel the police officer is abusing your fundamental legal rights, you could ask us a quick question and we can assist you on that, on what or how to go about it or what to do. But we also think that there are other issues in the constitution which needs to be tackled, and our issues is that the relationship between the parliament and the executive of Ghana, because we believe that that's one of the key problems in our constitution, and it affects us so much. For example, the issues with the taxes and all that, it's the constitution is in such a way that it's made the executive they have more power than the parliament, as in it's turned the parliament into a law passing body rather than a law making body.
Whatever has transpired here today is going to go very far. It's not going to end here. We are not going to keep them within the four walls of this auditorium. So EQS Tamale Campus, thank you so much. God bless you all.